Hi, my name is Lieutenant Gary Aswalt, and welcome to a tour of the new longshot map, Alboran Hatchery. Hatchery is a medium-sized, long sight-lined map pulled straight from the campaign, which frankly pisses me off. Infinity Ward is so lazy reusing settings from the single player. Man, I wish they could just make original, classic Call of Duty maps again, you know? Like Favela, or Terminal, or Bog, or Summit, or Launch, or Underground, or Carrier. Should I keep going, or do you get the point? Set in Spain, minus the S, the map is overcast and dreary, which means it's time to finally take off those sunglasses we've gotten all too comfortable keeping on 24/7. In terms of layout, each spawn has its own building that serves as their home base, with a decently sized middle section full of containers of all shapes and sizes that act as the arena to do battle in. Starting on the south side, we have the storage building, full of crates, desks, and big fish eggs to simply sprint past on your way to the fun parts of the map. Outside, there's several different ways to get on top of the building's roof, which is what I would consider to be the standout feature of this map. See, while other levels would just block off the rooftop with anti-pigeon spikes and call it a day, Hatchery lets you have free reign over the entire thing, giving anyone up there a complete bird's eye view, at the expense of being exposed to all the bird shit you would imagine to be at a place like this. And don't be afraid to climb up and over the more elevated section too. It's like a bisexual orgy in here. There's no limits to what you can get on top of. Someone camping in the building a bit too long and you want to turn? Well, take advantage of these skylights to chuck a grenade through and cut their time short. Or you can use a drill charge to get them where they least expect it. You all do remember drill charges, right? Like, why do I feel like I haven't seen them used in months? Just past the storage building is the middle containers, which is a bit more elevated than storage, creating this valley of death right between them, and also leveling the playing field between those on the roof and those on the ground. It's like everyone over here is on their tippy toes, trying to get everyone in the same frame for the family Christmas card. Well, on most maps, the center area like this would be a death sentence to whoever moseys their way on over to it. But in this case, the containers actually provide a decent amount of cover and prevent an immediate terminal diagnosis for at least a little while. The catch is, though, that these containers create too many pathways to watch all at once, so you'll find yourself spinning around trying to cover all of them until eventually you're caught by the first one you checked. Past those containers is the other spawn's home base, the warehouse, which is larger than storage and ironically has way more boxes. Here is where you might run into a close-range gunfight or two, so keep your gun at the ready and your eyes on every corner at once. Outside the warehouse, you'll notice that Santa doesn't like kids who live here, because no one's allowed on this roof. So instead, you'll have to find other power positions to counter the other team's rooftop rumble. Like over on these pallets, where you'll either crouch and be too short to see over the damn wall, or stand and perfectly frame your vital organs for target practice. Then of course, there's this whole other half of the map here without buildings blocking out the non-existent sun. And honestly, there's not too much to say. There's cover every so often, some containers and electrical boxes to weave around and such. One thing I've started to notice, though, is that a ton of people are climbing up on top of these here to look down the whole lane. So maybe just keep an eye out for them and try hiding from them by standing out in the open as much as possible, and like, maybe don't move at all. And you know, you could even fire your gun in the air so they know where you are and can, avoid you. Yes, I am still trying to get my longshot kills done, damn it. Stand still! And that's where I'll end today's tour. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, check out the last one we did on the new gunfight maps. And everyone else can exit through the gift shop, where we're serving all of the various liquids, sludges, and grit out of these containers. Shit's gross.